From Creamer Media in Johannesburg, this is the Real Economy Report. The head of the International Air Transport Association was recently in South Africa. Keith Campbell spoke to him.
After a very positive 2010, 2011 becomes a problem. We had two problems. A problem on the cost because of Middle East crisis, increased the price of oil from $80 to $100, and that meant $30 billion more to our cost. Immediately after, we had the crisis in Japan. It was a revenue side because Japan represents roughly $60 billion in revenue. So we still hope to make a profit this year, but will be slightly lower than that one of 2010. In Africa, situation in Africa the same. We had 10 tough years. We lost $2 billion. Some profit in 2010, but this year it will be difficult to see a black number in the entire continent.
IATA is very concerned about safety and has created the IATA Operational Safety Audit, or IOSA. Sadly, although Africa has some very safe airlines which have passed IOSA, the region currently has the worst commercial aviation safety record in the world. Giovanni Bisignani.
Yeah, the numbers tell the story. The hull loss rate of IATA is 0.2, of the global industry is 0.6, of Africa is 7. This gives you the idea, it's 12 times worse. But you have many airlines, very good. If you just go to all our members, the IATA members, the 21 members are all on the IOSA, so have very respected safety audit. We have some leading countries, but many, South Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya, Morocco, Mauritius, many, Egypt. The fact is that the numbers is impressive because 12 times more is something that deserves the attention of politicians. We need that politicians understand that this is an important issue. We are ready to help. We had similar cases in China, in Russia. Government called IATA to implement our audits to, in a way, it's very simple. Just say in your country, we want an airline to go through IOSA, the IATA audit. It can be an IATA member or non-IATA member. If you go through this audit, you can be sure that the level of safety of that country immediately increases.
The National Laser Centre of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research exists to help South African industry. Keith Campbell recently visited the centre.
I asked CSIR National Laser Centre Competence Area Manager for Laser Materials Processing, Isabel Van Rooyen, to give an overview of the role of the centre in supporting South African industry.
The laser materials processing area of the NLC's role in industry is first to form a knowledge base of all laser materials processing, but then also to further apply it to address the needs of the industry by understanding laser technology as well as understanding the industry's problem. So it is a combination of applied research and application in the industry. Generally speaking, in certain pockets and niche markets in South Africa, we have received good penetration of our technology, although we have, if we look at the total manufacturing industry of South Africa, we have only touched the tip of the iceberg yet. But as I said, certain pockets of excellent respondents can be seen in our recent technology demonstrations for various big in situ applications, for example, the laser welding processes, to name but one.
Other news making headlines this week includes news that the 1.2 billion rand Johannesburg Broadband project is making progress, and Africa is urged to deal with barriers holding back project funding. The Johannesburg Broadband Network project, a joint venture between Ericsson and the City of Johannesburg, continues to make progress with some 300 kilometers of fibre optic cable having been laid in the core network from the south of Soweto to Midrand at a cost of 250 million rand.
With the active participation of our partners Ericsson, we're establishing a quality broadband network that will serve as a model for other cities in South Africa. The Johannesburg of the future will have at its disposal a network that will enable us to improve two-way communication between the city and residents and significantly improve our ability to bridge the digital divide.
As the world wakes up to infrastructure opportunities in Africa, countries have been urged to deal with constraints to attracting foreign investment for projects.
From an affordability level point of view, it's not even an option to stick with the traditional model of investment where government actually provide everything. That is just not going to happen. We have to bring in private capital in from a skills transfer point of view, but again, from a cost point of view where you can, and this goes, and it's not even just one where it's development finance, it's a combination of development finance, ECAs, commercial banks, and of course government. That combination is where we need to go.
That's Creamer Media's Real Economy Report. Join us again next week for more news and insight into South Africa's real economy.